Welcome to Star Watch Now, your front row seat to all the hottest gossip, drama, and breaking news from the world of entertainment. If it's trending, shocking, or star-studded, we're covering it. Stay tuned. You won't want to miss what's coming next. The remake of Journey to the West is not simply another television project. It is an attempt to reimagine one of the most treasured cultural stories in Chinese history for a modern and global audience. Lemon Studios, already known for ambitious productions, has taken on the challenge of breathing new life into the tale of Tang Sanzang and his disciples. But what makes this remake remarkable is not only the choice of actors, but the daring vision that underpins it. Instead of retelling the story in a safe and predictable way, the producers are experimenting with bold ideas, using artificial intelligence to design the mystical demons, opening auditions worldwide for the role of Sun Wukong, and even considering the possibility of a female actor portraying Tang Sanzang in disguise. These decisions signal a clear intention. This is a project that aims to spark conversation, surprise audiences, and build bridges across cultures. The original Journey to the West series, filmed in the 1980s, became a classic because it touched something deeper than entertainment. It conveyed compassion, faith, and perseverance in the face of endless trials. By choosing to remake this story today, Lemon Studios is not only paying tribute to a masterpiece, but also inviting us to reflect on how timeless values can be rediscovered in a new era. The question is no longer whether the remake can replicate the past, but whether it can capture the same spiritual force that once made the tale unforgettable. The legendary remake represents a search for meaning, an effort to reintroduce kindness and moral courage to viewers who may feel lost in a world of constant change. Audiences around the world, from America to Korea, from Europe to Southeast Asia, are watching closely not just because of the big names attached to the project, but because the story itself carries a universal truth. It speaks to the longing for guidance, for wisdom, for a figure who can embody compassion so powerfully that even demons would believe in redemption. The excitement, the skepticism, and the heated debates over casting all point to one fact. People care deeply about how this new Tang Sanzang will emerge. In the end, the legendary remake is less about recreating a story we already know and more about asking whether, in our time, we can still believe in the journey of the monk, the monkey, and the scriptures, and whether their lessons can illuminate our own paths today. The dilemma surrounding the casting of Tang Sanzang is not simply about choosing between three famous actors. It is about defining what kind of spirit this remake wishes to embody. Wang Yibo, with his quiet elegance and a reputation untouched by scandal, represents purity and restraint. His distant gaze has often been described as almost Buddha-like, suggesting the serenity of a figure detached from worldly concerns. Yet this same detachment raises doubts. Can someone so aloof truly express the compassion and warmth required to move audiences? Or will he appear too cold, too untouchable, for a character who must win the trust of both disciples and strangers? Jianci stands in contrast, carrying a gentleness that radiates through his performances. His kind features and soulful eyes seem to embody the patience and resilience expected of Tang Sanzang. But within this gentleness lies a conflict of desire, for he has openly admitted his admiration for Sun Wukong, preferring the wildness of the monkey king over the restraint of the monk. If he were to step into the robes of Tang Sanzang, could he silence that longing, or would his portrayal always feel torn between discipline and rebellion? Ren Jialun, with his striking features and righteous aura, fulfills the audience's traditional vision of a saintly monk. His past performances in historical dramas have already proven his ability to endure hardship on screen. Yet therein lies the danger. He risks becoming predictable, a man forever bound to the same archetype, unable to offer a fresh interpretation of the role. The dilemma is therefore not about who looks the part, but about who can transform it. Each actor embodies both promise and limitation, and the decision will shape not only the remake itself, but also the way this generation perceives Tang Sanzang's timeless journey. What lies beyond the casting of Tang Sanzang is a question far greater than who will wear the monk's robes. At its core, the role demands more than a handsome face or graceful demeanor. It calls for an actor who can carry the weight of compassion and spiritual strength, qualities that cannot be faked with costume or makeup. In the 1986 adaptation, The role of Tang Sanzang was so demanding that 3 different actors stepped in before the character finally found stability. A reminder that this figure is not simply a protagonist but a symbol of faith, endurance, and sacrifice. Today, the same challenge remains. Whoever is chosen must embody a depth of humanity that speaks across cultures and generations. This is what truly stands at stake in Lemon Studios' Remake. It is not just about entertaining viewers or reviving a beloved legend, but about proving that such timeless values can still resonate in a rapidly changing world. The monk's journey is not one of physical travel alone. It represents the inner struggle for wisdom and compassion in the face of temptation, fear, and doubt. If the actor fails to convey this truth, the remake risks becoming hollow spectacle. But if the right performer rises to the challenge, the story has the power to inspire audiences far beyond China, touching hearts in America, Korea, Europe, and Southeast Asia. What the world is waiting for is not simply a casting announcement, but a revelation. Can a new Tang Sanzang remind us that compassion is not weakness, but strength, and that endurance in pursuit of truth is as necessary today as it was centuries ago? That is the true measure of success, the real question beyond casting, and the reason why this remake carries such weight. What makes this remake so compelling is not only the question of who will be cast, but what new vision it can bring to a story that has lived in the hearts of millions for decades. Audiences today are not waiting for a simple retelling of a familiar legend. They long for a version that honors the spirit of the original, while also speaking to the world we live in now. The new angles introduced by Lemon Studios, such as the use of artificial intelligence to design mystical creatures, the possibility of global auditions for Sun Wukong, and even the daring idea of a female actor portraying Tang Sanzang, reflect a desire to bridge tradition and innovation. These ideas are risky, but they reveal a hunger to make Journey to the West more than just a nostalgic memory, to transform it into a living story that resonates across borders. Audiences hope for a Tang Sanzang who is more than a symbol of restraint. They want to see compassion that feels alive, not distant. Wisdom that feels earned, not merely performed. In a world filled with conflict, uncertainty, and division, people look to stories for comfort and guidance. The right portrayal of Tang Sanzang could remind viewers that patience and kindness remain powerful forces, even in an age of speed and spectacle. Fans across Asia, the Americas, and Europe are not debating casting choices out of idle curiosity, but because they understand that whoever embodies the monk will shape how the story speaks to this generation. The hope is not for a replica of the past, but for a bridge to the future. If the remake succeeds, it will not only rekindle childhood memories but also give audiences a reason to believe once more in the endurance of compassion and the relevance of timeless values in a rapidly changing world. Whether it's Wang Yibo's serene calm, Tang Jianci's kind-hearted aura, or Ren Jialun's dignified strength, one thing is certain: whoever steps into the robes of Tang Sanzang will carry not only the burden of scripture, but also the expectations of millions across generations. And maybe, just maybe, this remake will remind us all of the timeless truth that compassion, wisdom, and courage can guide us through the darkest of journeys. Folded hands, thank you for watching Star Watch Now. If this story moved you, inspired you, or made you curious about who will truly become the next Tang Monk, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and ring the notification bell so you never miss the latest updates. Together, let's keep exploring the dramas, stories, and stars that connect our world. Until next time, stay inspired and keep watching Star Watch Now.